Welcome guys back to another record of Ragnarok video. Today we're going over Brunhilde, however you pronounce it. I'm going to be pronouncing it as Brunhilde during this video. We're going to go over all her stuff involved in the story and everything about her. Now, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and I hope you enjoy. So she is the eldest of 13 Valkyrie sisters and the one who stood up against the god in attempts to save humanity. And she can be considered, I consider her the main protagonist of the series Ragnarok Ragnarok, Shimetsu no Valkyrie, whatever you want to call it. And she's the person who's picking the strongest warriors to stand up against the gods as the person representing humanity and pretty much trying to save it and setting it all up, and the protagonist in my opinion. She's shown throughout the story to be very meticulous, going over the ways they can outmaneuver humanity by picking like counters to many of the gods to try and win. And she also is shown to be extremely emotional and vulgar at times with many things that she says to the gods and how she's interacting with everyone around her at times, but while still keeping that calm attitude when during the fights to not show her emotions as best as she can. Because if you didn't know, when her sisters, the Valkyrie sisters, are the weapons or the items that are being turned into for the humans or people representing humanity to use to harm the gods. And if one of the human fighters lose, one of the Valkyrie sisters die as well. So she's been losing family members, and then recently Hercules as well, who was extremely close to the Valkyrie sisters. Now I'll talk about what she does during the battle. I'll mostly talk about what happens near the end of the battle because she doesn't really get much shine during the battle. Let's focus on the battle. It's more on the end leading into the next fight or setting up the next fight. So after round one, where pretty much Thor defeated the human fighter Lulu, right after the fight and they lost one of their sisters, Brunhilde went back into her room to call out the next human fighter, which is Adam. But during this time, Gol, her sister, accused Brunhilde of not caring for her sisters and wanted to know why she would make such a cruel decision. Brunhilde became enraged with Gol, saying that she cares for them greatly and that this is only for the safety of humanity or to pretty much save humanity, and this is the risk that comes along with trying to save humanity. And then on to the second fight where they lose as well and Zeus is the winner. This is where you see the first bit of rage from Brunhilde, with like rage coming from losing 2 rounds in a row, with Adam probably being their strongest fighter, in my opinion most likely the strongest fighter they have in the whole thing, and they're losing them thanks to, you know, almighty Zeus coming out and taking that dub away from them. But apart from her rage and pretty much anger towards the other gods, she still remain calm and get ready for the next fight, calling out Kujiro Sasaki. So at the end of that fight, Sasaki being the first winner for humanity, Brunhilde was smirking in front of the gods of the other side of humanity's audience. The stronger gods who personally watched Poseidon's death were no longer amused with Ragnarok and were slightly angry of how they can permanently be killed during a match, saying that how could a god lose against a human and so and so. But apart from the game, the first range, they didn't go into extreme excitement, instead saying they still need to kill 6 more gods to win this tournament, and continued stage focusing on the next fight. The fourth fight being calling out Jack the Ripper, who pretty much forced her sister into working with him, and they ended up winning. Jack the Ripper being absolute Chad and one of my favorite characters in the series thus far. This is very cool, very cool. With Brunhilde getting a bit more excited during this fight as well, with them being equal 2-2 in the record of Ragnarok home. And then the next fight, which is against Shiva and the sumo wrestler guy for Team Humanity, it's shown where she actually stops the sumo wrestler guy, showing that she has some power and abilities, which is interesting, showing to stop him from pretty much continuing doing whatever he wants with the other girls in, or the other Valkyries and so and so. So it shows that she does have some power as well, which is interesting to see. And pretty much that's pretty much all we've seen thus far in the story, as we have next chapter comes out sometime this month, so stay tuned for that. But as a whole, we don't know much about her power and ability. Assume that she possesses the same abilities similar to her sisters, but you can consider her the strongest Valkyrie as she is the eldest and somewhat of a leader of them. So that's it. Her age is over 2,000 years old, and her manga debut is chapter 1 as the protagonist. And that's it for Brunhilde. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe. Let me know how I can improve these Ragnarok videos, anything you want me to cover for the series, and that's it guys. Peace.